Alright, so before this video gets started, there's been a lot of outside talk about this champion, you know, his price tag, his availability. I think that, it's really good to voice your opinion about that, but I'm not going to be doing that in this video, since I just want to showcase this champion and just talk about a character that I really like, and that's what Human Torch is. I really do enjoy this champion. He was my first rank 4 6-star, and it only makes sense that he goes to rank 4 as a 7-star. So yeah, let's talk about Human Torch, and let's have some fun with him today. Let's make this a fun time, right? Alright, so we're starting off with this rank 4 Sentinel matchup, which is insane, right? Like, rank 4 Sentinel is one of the tankiest characters in this game, so surely this is not a fast fight, right? Surely that rank 4 Sentinel puts up a real challenge. Yeah, he doesn't, because Human Torch, in my notes right here, that he pretty much takes everything, and while that's not completely accurate, because there are champions like Iceman and Dark Phoenix, it is, scarily accurate, because his matchup spread is just absolutely insane. And yeah, it is just really hard to stop this champion. If a rank 4 Sentinel, who is known to be one of the beefiest champions in this game, can't stop him, then yeah, good luck everyone else, man, because Human Torch is absolutely melting the Sentinel right now, and this was like a 46-second matchup. That was insane. That was unreal. And yeah, the points is like 50,000 plus. That is crazy. Now we have him against Zola. I would have never guessed in a billion years that this man takes Zola, but you learn something new every day, right? So Human Torch versus Zola is a very interesting matchup. It's not like the most ideal matchup, but then again, it can arguably be like one of his better ones, because Zola does have that SP1 that has energy damage, which is always good for Human Torch. It's always like a great thing to see that, because he could take advantage of that very easily. And with the relic here, I go for the heavy attack charge. I get those charges removed. And one other thing that lets him counter Zola, which is like super random, but the SP2 stun unironically makes him really good for Zola, because yeah, you can just go in, drop a heavy attack right after, and the match is over. That was a rank 3 Zola in like 45 seconds. So Zola, also countered by Human Torch. That is crazy. I would have never guessed that. But there you go. Now we have Gan Gray right here, and yeah, Gan Gray, you know what, man, I got flamed for saying this, but I don't think she's that bad on defense. Like, that's my just personal opinion. Whenever I said that in a group chat, I got absolutely roasted, but look, man, I guess I just am really familiar with like reverse controls and all that, because I just don't think she is the biggest pain out there. I feel like there are bigger pains right now, especially with these 2025 defenders getting released like every single day. But Human Torch is like one of the best counters for this character, because Human Torch is all energy damage. Okay, no, I misspoke. Gan Gray is all energy damage. So is Human Torch, but that doesn't matter in this case, because you want the other character to be energy damage. And yeah, Gan Gray is pretty much all energy. I'm pretty sure it is like stated in her abilities that she only does energy damage. So this is perfect for Human Torch, because he takes advantage really well. And yeah, that was like a 50-something second takedown of Gan Gray. Very good matchup, one of the best counters to that character. And yeah, as you noticed, I didn't have any footage of Human Torch versus Mystics in Battlegrounds, and that is because once the opponent sees that I have Human Torch in my deck, they just don't pick Mystic characters, because Human Torch is utterly insane for Mystic champions. First one right here is Enchantress, because Human Torch does have one of the easiest counters to her, which is anti-miss, which he activates within like the first second of the fight. You charge a heavy attack and the anti-miss is there just like that. That is insane, and that just makes Enchantress so easy to deal with. And yeah, this matchup is 1.3 million health, by the way, so it is a beefy Enchantress, and he still does a very good job of just taking her down like really fast. And it's crazy because Enchantress is one of those champions that is known to be a very good stall character because she has damage mitigation and she has those spells that take some time to get rid of. That SP2 was definitely a bit too much health for my liking for sure, but otherwise, yeah, this fight has been pretty perfect. We have the fight down almost, like we're right there, and yeah, that was a very fun matchup. He is one of the best Enchantress counters in the game, and the other one is Spider-Woman, which I have at rank 4 as well, so that is so fun. Now we have this Kindred matchup, and this is like just a showcase of his burst potential in like this million health range, because Kindred, not really the tankiest champion out there. He goes down pretty quickly, and actually no, because of the root does make things a bit like difficult, right? But there is a way to bypass it with like dropping a special attack right before it happens, or like right after it happens. And Human Torch is one of the best Kindred counters in the game. Then again, Kindred, if you just have the right champion, isn't that much of a problem. However, if things go south, they go really south, and it is hard to recover a Kindred matchup that goes wrong. But Human Torch just makes it very simple because you can just burst him down really fast. And yeah, we go for an intercept right here. Just have those incinerates absolutely ticking. We're almost about to hit that root phase, but it's looking pretty good for us because we have our special attack at the ready. And here he drops the SP1. We are rooted. I drop my own SP2, and there we go. And guess how fast that was? That was a 1 million health Kindred in under 1 minute, dude. That is insane. That is like actually insane. Some science champions in Battlegrounds take a minute to take down like a 300,000 health mystic character. He's doing 1 million health like matchups in a minute, in under a minute at that. So yeah, that is absurd. Now I want to showcase what he looks like against the standard science nodes in like 2025, and the answer is he does just fine. Like, he is a pretty good science character when it comes to like modern questing nodes. And of course, remember that you do have that flame on for one of the fights where like, hey, if it might be a bit challenging, you still have the flame on. And like, this is no flame on right here. This is just regular Human Torch, and he is doing a really good job in this matchup. And yeah, this one is close to being over. Here we drop the relic, get the heal block active from the node, and yeah, just go for like one more combo or something, and that should be it. Not too bad. Pretty good fight time as well for like a non-flame on Human Torch, doing it in 48 seconds. That's pretty dang good, bro. That's pretty good. But now we're gonna activate flame on for this next matchup, and like, the flame on utility is really good for like if you are questing with Human Torch and you are stuck in like a fight where they are incinerate immune and base Human Torch just can't take it. You just activate flame on, and then there you go, problem solved. However, that doesn't work if there are multiple incinerate immune opponents, which there might be in this quest, which is why I'm only showcasing these two fights right here. But we can just brush right past that. That doesn't matter in this scenario. It kind of does, but it's fine. But yeah, this Cosmic Ghost Rider does have some energy hits, which is good for us because we take advantage of that. We get the extra smolders with those energy hits, and like, that's crazy how Human Torch isn't just like insane for mystic characters. Like, if they deal energy damage, he is going to be absolutely broken for that matchup. And it's kind of like Red Hulk, where like Red Hulk does excel in those two matchups, but no hate to Red Hulk, I just feel like Human Torch is a bit crazier in these scenarios. But yeah, that was like 55 seconds. Now we have this really funny science lane that is this track, and it also has right back at it. So you can't knock down the opponent, and with Human Torch, you cannot activate Flame On, because if you try to activate that, you won't have your debuffs, because his Incinerates are debuffs, but his Flame On passives are not. So yeah, it makes for a really like fun time where you have to actually use Human Torch at base. You can't really go for the Flame On Human Torch. So that's like a really fun time, and it does showcase his versatility, how like, if he wants to be, he can be a very good debuff applier, which does come in handy very often. So yeah, this matchup is going insanely well. The guaranteed crits are doing like a ton of work, to be honest, which honestly surprised me. And yeah, this matchup is pretty much done, like 40 seconds, I'm pretty sure. That was really, really fun, and yeah, that was really cool. Now we have this Doctor Doom matchup, which is really, really iconic. Obviously, it's Doctor Doom, and yeah, the power gain is there because I faced a Wong beforehand, but that's fine. It doesn't really add much to the fight, just makes it a bit easier for him to get to that first SP1, but we are just gambling because we are dexing and he's not nullifying the dex, so yeah, we're getting a bit lucky there for sure. But otherwise, yeah, this is a pretty straightforward Human Torch matchup. Back in the day, Human Torch was the Doom counter besides Void, but then again, like, Human Torch got to a point where, like, you would just take the risk of doing Human Torch versus Doom, because it's not the safest matchup. Obviously, you can get shocked by Doom, and that can, like, affect Human Torch, obviously, by getting hit. However, like, he just does it so fast to the point where, like, you just don't really care. Like, you'll take the risk. It's worth doing because he's just so fast in these matchups. And like, that's kind of how Human Torch became the best science character, and I feel like now that he's back as a 7-star, he is going to be the best science character again. And yeah, now we have this long shot boss. It's boss action time. We have the Flame On activated because it's best to save it for the boss, where the health pools get higher and the potential for just insane stuff gets even better, because yeah, once he's ramped up all the way, that Flame On damage is just utterly broken. And yeah, so this long shot has pretty much nothing to worry about, I think. If he gets to like the SP2 while he has Pure of Heart active, he does activate the Incinerate like as soon as he drops a special attack. For most characters, that is really annoying, and it does, like, honestly one-shot them, but for Human Torch, it doesn't matter because we can just easily convert that into Smolders because we are Incinerate immune. And yeah, here he drops it, doesn't matter, like, we're fine, we took no damage from that. In fact, it actually boosted our damage output. So yeah, this matchup is done. Like, that was insane, and yeah, Human Torch is crazy, dude. That was a 1 million health boss in under a minute. So yeah, that should show you just how powerful this character is. And yeah, now we have this clairvoyant boss who was my nemesis because she is so annoying. She has Ebb and Flow Intercept, which means like most science characters will suck against this fight because they can't stick their debuffs on clairvoyant, since she has the Ebb and Flow node, which purifies all the debuffs after a set amount of time. Then there's like Aggression Regen, very annoying. There is Footloose, very annoying. Yeah, just a very frustrating fight. Like right here, she's gonna purify my stun. That's amazing. But then we go for the Intercept. We drop the SP2. And the damage output is looking really, really good now. So she is absolutely melting at this point. Here, she drops the SP2. So many smolders from that. You love to see it. And yeah, she's going to purify again. So that's super annoying. But at this point, the matchup is done. We have just like so many smolders. This has been just an absolute cheese fest because of her SP2 hits. And there we go, the matchup is done. And that was also under a minute, which is unreal. And yeah, Human Torch is crazy, dude. He counters like everything. So good for Mystic characters, so good for energy damage, and his versatility, especially in Battlegrounds, is off the charts. But even as the health pools get higher, his damage just gets stronger. So he's good for literally anything, and that is unreal. And yeah, such a cool character, man. I guess he's not cool, he's like literally hot, but yeah, just really, really fun, man. I really enjoy this character. So let me know your thoughts on Human Torch, and yeah, that's about it for me.